Greetings, citizens of the internet. I'm Static Buzz, and with me is,
Oz, of course.
of course, Oz. We do this every week.
Yes,
This
sir.
is
Yes, sir.
Gaming Watch Weekly, episode 5 for
Five.
July 29th, 2019, because we'll be putting it out tomorrow. We recorded it on the day before, but that's the day it'll release. So, how you doing over there today, Oz?
Pretty good. Getting ready for my trip to Michigan to bring my daughter back to Arizona. So, not
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah, I bet your wife and you are both excited for that.
We are. We are.
Yeah, visiting the grandparents for the summer. She's probably had a good time out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's spoiled, so we're going to probably have to break her of a few things that they've started doing. So,
That's what grandparents are good for, right?
yes. Yes.
So, me, I'm a little bit tired today. I had a pretty busy day, so I'm hoping that I have the energy to get through this. So let's get started. All
Sounds
right.
good.
So the first bit of news we have is some Fallout 76 news. Not Fallout 76. Um, there's a Fallout 76 raid begins August 20th. I guess the raid will arrive on August 20th. They had a panel that discussed it at QuakeCon. The raids are designed for 4-player teams and will take place in Vault 94. Second raid in a different vault is being developed as well and will arrive in the not so distant future. So we'll have to wait for that. They're also saying that the initial Vault 94 raid is very puzzle based. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but
Yeah, I don't know. It might be kind of like how it is to launch a nuke. You got to run around the silo and find all the codes and then put them in. So, I don't know.
yeah, that's a wait and see. Probably have to wait for that. Hopefully,
Yeah, I don't know. I want to like Fallout 76, but every time I log in, I get 10, 15 minutes into it, and I'm like,
why am I doing this?
why am I doing this to myself?
I have it. I got it from my son. I haven't played it yet. He played it and liked it. I think I said that before. So I don't know. I
Maybe
probably
you and I
won't.
don't have to do it, and might be a little bit better. But I just don't like the fact that there are no NPCs, which they are fixing. But it is just like, what am I doing? What's the point? Why am I here? What's the meaning of all of this?
I can't see us playing that. We got too many things on our plate in our queue
God,
right now, and there's
trust
so
me.
much coming out, especially in September. Are you kidding me? Have you looked at the September release stuff? It's crazy.
You and I are going to be like, all right, you take this, cut it in half, and
Yep.
I'll talk to you when I talk to you.
Talk to you in December.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I guess I'm trying to read up on these notes here. There's some new type of power armor that is being called the potted plant. I don't know.
So I saw the picture of it before I put the notes in there. They're wearing power armor and they have like potted plants with ferns growing on it. So they have this like armor that it looks kind of like a ghillie suit, but in power armor, and it's supposed to actually give you some stealth. Improves your stealth or something.
Does it improve your movement speed? Because that's what you need in those power armor.
Probably not.
I guess that's all right. We get what we get, and we don't throw fits, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So the next bit of news, Wolfenstein Youngblood. You want to go over?
Sure.
What you
So
found on
in
this?
Wolfenstein Youngblood, there's an in-game currency which you can use to buy in-game skins, weapons, upgrades, whatever. Well, somebody has figured out how to cheat the system, get a bunch of the in-game currency, and buy everything on the store before you kill your first Nazi. However, it is against the user agreement, and I do not recommend it because you'll probably get banned. But as always, we have proven as gamers that if there's a way to cheat something, they're gonna do it. So
Well,
yeah,
if there's a currency in the game, there's a mod that will let you get that currency for doing nothing. You just hit a button.
Yes.
Beep, 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 beep. Give me this much. Give me more.
So like unlimited skill points, armor, ammo, all of it. It's like I said, the game was put out last Friday, and they're already now cheating the currency. It's only been what 2 days.
It doesn't take long.
No,
Doesn't take long at all.
not at all. So there's that. Like I said, for our viewers, don't do it. Just don't do it.
So, just to follow up on the Wolfenstein Youngblood, I guess it's getting meh reviews. It's good, but not great. Like mid-70s. So
fast. Like I guess you plowed through the story real fast. So, like you and I, who can sit down for 6 hours at a time and plow through something, they're like done.
Oh well, we never do that.
Yesterday was a bit of a marathon.
It was a little bit.
If you watched our live stream, you probably saw us bang our head on the keyboard a couple of times due to the raid.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the Fallout 76 puzzle-based stuff. I hope it's not like our raid where I start to do part of what looks like a puzzle and somebody advances us to the next stage and I'm like halfway done here. Let me finish, man. And they're like, nope, we're pushing on. We want to get through this. And that was pretty bad. But
that was bad. That was bad. So if you want to watch it, it's at the end, towards the end of our video. From yesterday.
There was some. We almost raged. It was almost some rage.
That was probably the most frustrated I have been in a long time when it comes to raiding with other people. But in typical Division style, you have your elitists, and then you have your noners, like non-elitists like us, and we were just playing it to casually play it.
Just to check it out.
We were getting our butts kicked by Lucky and Lucy. We were getting our butts kicked.
Right, but we only wiped
these
twice?
Guys were just, you guys effing suck, blah blah blah. And I'm trying to keep this family friendly.
Yeah.
But it was, watch the video. It was very.
Yeah, you can hear their mics. But we only wiped twice on that.
Yes, but the fact is people went in there zerking and they didn't listen to or read the chat where it said, hey, you got to keep Lucky and Lucy boom, 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 or one of them's going to overpower. And that's what one of them does. They overpower and that Gatling gun goes and everyone's dead.
I get you, and I was having trouble in there because I was trying to keep my head down and trying to heal people at the same time, and it just didn't seem to work. But
no, but the worst part was the end.
Yeah,
when this guy was like, "Oh, there you a-holes go again," not paying attention, not listening. I was like, dude, some of us, this is our first time, so how about instead of everyone diving out the window, how about we sit here for a minute, come up with a game plan, and then go? But no, there's always some people that'll jump out the window, start pegging people, and then it goes. And then we're all shoved out the window, and it's like...
I've done this 20 times. I'm going to go. Well, I'm there for the first time, so...
Yeah, and it'd been nice to have completed it and maybe gotten some set gear out of it, but no, we would...
You can tell...
We didn't even get that.
You can tell Oz is still a little upset over it because his tone of voice.
I'm not... I don't mind failing, but the thing is, I'd like to know where we were failing. The fact is it's like, okay, we got the concept, kinda.
No, I had no idea about the concept. I was trying to figure it out up to the end there.
So there's those 4 generators. Everyone charges them up to 100.
Right, we got that part. We got that part.
And then the panels open up and you blow up the panels, and I think it's just a repetitive cycle. But it's like...
The drones were wasting us, so what were we doing wrong on there is the thing.
I think it would have been fine if we would have kind of like found a decent bunker down point where we all would have gathered there and then just taken out the drones, but it was really hard.
I still think there was something we missed because one time I died and what killed me was across the map and it was not a drone.
Yeah, it was probably one of those rockets or something.
It wasn't
rockets would go off,
right? But it wasn't a rocket because you guys died to that like 30 seconds later.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
I was sitting there and I was looking at what killed me, and it did like 999,000 damage on me, and I was like, and I can't even see. I can see like through the thing in the middle of the map and the wheel that it's on the other side of that. And I'm like, how the heck does that even hit me? So
I have no clue.
We were missing something, and that guy was all that guy wanted to do was yell at us like, I know what we're supposed to be doing, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to yell at you for not knowing what you're doing. I'm like,
oh yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
I hope our followers are not those people.
no, don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Nobody will like you the next time they see you, and I remember that guy's name too.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, anyways, let's take a deep breath.
Sure. Moving on.
Moving on to the next story. All right, so right now, Pokemon Go, yes, we're going back to Pokemon Go, has a Team Rocket Invasion event. Lots of people are playing it, and it seems to be picking up again. I'm not one of those people. I uninstalled it, and it probably will never be on my phone again. But
I've thought about it. Thought about reinstalling it.
Reinstalling it. Hey, if you want to get some walking in, go do it. But I guess there have been numerous teases, and then finally, Team Rocket has finally made their debut in Pokemon Go. They did it early this week. The villainous trainers would take over various Pokestops around the world. So basically, the Pokestops, instead of their normal color, they're like black now. Mm-hmm. And when you go to take them over, you have to fight Team Rocket instead of whatever team you were on the other team's Pokemon. Yeah. So there's that going on, and if you guys are interested in that, you should go check it out. If you're still playing Pokemon Go, then good for you, and go check it out. It's a lot of fun. I guess from 4 to 5 p.m. local time, Team Rocket Grunts will take over all of your local Pokestops. Ugh, yes. Can't talk. Guaranteeing you will encounter the villainous traders. So yeah, go and check that out, and let us know if you guys are still playing Pokemon Go in the comments, because I'd like to know who's still playing and if it's worth playing anymore, if they've made enough updates on it to make it worth going in and checking out.
Yeah.
So
sounds good, though. I mean, everyone's wanted Team Rocket to show up, so it's about time.
Go Team Rocket! All right, so this next one, you wanted to talk about the Rage 2 update. New Game Plus!
Yep, so the first free update is now, it looks like it is, I think, live now, if I'm reading this right. But basically, it includes the Game Plus, which they've been screaming for. There's also new content, and there is actually a hard mode where you die once, game over, man. You put
it down as Iron Man mode.
Well, yeah, that's what they called it. Was Iron Man mode. Basically,
it's hardcore.
It's hardcore mode. But Games Plus will let you keep your weapons, armor, skills, and then you just kind of keep going. And you also will earn prestige badges as well. And then rounding out the update, there are a variety of new cheats, skins, and number of quality of life improvements, and a voice pack featuring Wolfenstein's hero BJ
Blazkowicz.
I'm gonna screw that up. And so there's more content on the way for the game, but this is the first major content update. I guess Rising of the Ghost launches in September, introducing new missions, additional locations, a new faction. And then in November, Rage's second expansion is slated to arrive with more missions, locations, and content. So all this was announced at QuakeCon, and it's going to be cross-platform. Or no, it's not cross-platform. Is it? Yeah. It is. PC, Xbox.
It's anything that has Rage 2. This is part of it. I should go back and check this out. I do have Rage 2. I beat the story. Do you know what the prestige badges do? Did they say what you do? Or are they really just...
They might be just kind of, you went back and did it. Badges of honor.
Collectibles that you could
probably
show off.
Yeah.
It's too bad you can't buy some of them. Do you know if they're so if you get the BFG and New Game Plus, is a new version of the BFG, or is it still like the old version?
Again, I mean, I'm just
getting
I just wrote down what it is I saw from the article that they had put out. So it really didn't go into a lot of detail, but I'm sure it's in game now, so we can find out pretty easily.
Yeah, I could go check it out. Like I said, I beat the story, so I could go in and see what it's all about.
Yeah, I still have to install it and start it, but started down the rabbit hole of Star Wars,
Right.
the old Knights of the Old Republic.
I've
So
got a weird clicking noise for the second time. It's gone now. Weird. Are you maybe clicking out of Discord or anything weird on your computer?
No, no,
So I don't know if it's my end or your end, or if it's just a Discord thing, because it's the first time we're using Discord. And go on that topic. We're trying to get it where both of our faces are using the same program, so that we can do overlays and stuff. So what you guys see right now is temporary. Just a quick throw together so we could do the show this week. But next week I will do it up right, and I'll make it look nice and pretty. So look forward to
gotta
that.
start looking professional.
We look mostly professional. We're almost there. We're on the cusp.
Yeah.
On the cusp.
Well, now that I'm trying to get us in with Ubisoft's Delta company, so we got to start looking professional.
Yep, and I did pick up Wildland, so we can
Yes,
run through that.
I read your text on that. We're gonna have to plow through that. I don't know if we should just do it live or just do Let's Plays on it, but we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out for sure. And your time and my time is going to be at a premium in the next couple weeks, so we'll have to sort that out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, once my father gets back out here to help with my daughter, it won't be as bad. But until he gets out here next week, it'll be. That's why I'm trying to pre-record stuff up. So I'm still putting stuff out. It's just gonna be pre-recorded because I got work and family stuff.
So what do you got? What are you gonna be releasing in the next many days?
I am working on, of course, playing through Knights of the Old Republic, and I'm doing the kind of solo entry into Final Fantasy to where, of course, you and I have ran through it, and I'm trying to remember what it is you've taught me and doing it kind of alone a little bit. Of course, my primary is still the character you and I play on, but I'm just trying to okay, can I remember all this stuff and navigate? Because, of course, when you step into a new MMO, it's like, so much stuff, and then there's Final Fantasy, which is so much stuff.
Final Fantasy got so much stuff, and
it's like huge. I'm a little overwhelmed when I'm by myself, but it's like I gotta figure it out. I'm a big boy; I can figure this out.
Well, I've been playing it since its inception, even the bad inception. So I've got.
We don't talk about those times.
No, we don't. We don't talk about that. But I've gotten it in increments. So as they've introduced the features and stuff, I've got them in increments, so it's not so bad for me. But I couldn't imagine coming into it now and just being like, here you go, here's the all-you-can-eat smorgasbord of Final Fantasy Online, because there's so much to do in that game.
Yeah, so much stuff, but it's fun.
It is. For me, just to go over what I got coming out in the next week after this show, it gets put out on Tuesday through Friday, and maybe beyond that. Well, it would be beyond that. I just don't know if I'm going to do the weekend. I'm going to be putting out a continuing my Let's Play of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. So,
right on.
It should be pretty good coming out with that. But anyways,
so far,
yeah, it's been it's a good game so far. We'll have to see where it takes us.
I just got to take that jump into the JRPGs, which I haven't done, but well, I've been listening to you guys poke at me, but hey, you need to do some JRPGs. I'm listening. I got so much on my plate, and then it's like, okay, now we got to worry about the channel, and now we're trying to become more professional. So it's like our time is thinning when it becomes to how much time we can spend in gaming. So
so we gotta pick and choose which ones we want to bring you guys as content. So yeah. We'll do our best. If there's anything you guys really want to see, let us know, and we will try to do our best to get it for you, or maybe we'll bring somebody else on and let them join in the fun. We got options now, so we'll see what comes up. All right, so moving on with the news.
Sure.
Pillar of Eternity is heading to the Nintendo Switch this summer. So the isometric role-playing game Pillars of Eternity, I don't know if Pillars of Eternity 2 is going to be going to it, but at least the first one is making its way to Nintendo Switch. Obsidian Entertainment announced the game will launch on Thursday, August 8th, so that's right around the corner.
Yes.
So
right around the corner.
I guess the Pillars of Eternity Complete Edition, which contains all the DLC and major updates, like the raised level cap, will retail for $50 in the US, and when it launches, there's no confirmation whether it will receive a physical copy, but the sequel Pillars of Eternity to Deadfire is said to arrive on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One sometime later this year as well. So the interesting thing about this is that Xbox acquired Obsidian, so this is now a Microsoft studio game.
Yes.
And it's going to be put out on Switch and PlayStation. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, so Obsidian's known for, like New Vegas, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, Sith Lords. So, because, most people didn't know that there was 2 different studios that did Knights of the Old Republic. But, So, and they also got a Fallout title now.
Yeah, the Outer Worlds. Yeah, that should be pretty interesting when that comes out. And that's October 25th on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, so, and the Epic Store. So Microsoft's making moves, and they're doing things that most people would not expect them to do. Hey, we're going to buy these studios and release games on other platforms.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a feeling that was going to happen at some point. They didn't want to just isolate themselves to just the Xbox realm and the PC realm. They were going to try to do PlayStation. Everyone that has a system, they're going to want a piece of that pie. It's Microsoft, of course. So,
yeah, they're trying to get back into the game and be on top of it, but we'll see what happens. It's like I said, it's interesting strategy. I like it. I don't like exclusives on consoles. They drive me crazy. Let me play it on the best platform that I can play it on.
PC.
If you're gonna lock it down to platforms or whatever, then do crossplay, do other things. You don't have to lock it on the platform. Just open it up, let them do crossplay, and then we can play on whichever platform we want.
Yes, I agree.
So, all right. So our next order of news, I don't know if that's a thing, but I guess it could be, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So what's this all about here that you were putting in?
So Star Wars Fallen Order was in development before the release of, what is it, Sekiro.
Shadows Die Twice.
Respawn's confirmed it is upcoming game, and it is it's very similar to that game in play style, except for when it comes to like the combat. They've in Star Wars the Fallen Order, they've removed the stamina bar, so I guess you could just waylay on people and not worry about I'm running out of stamina and running around waiting for your stamina bar to fill up.
So I'm going to make a confession here. I've played a lot of the Dark Souls, and I played them legit, but I've also played them with mods on. And one of the things I do is I turn off the stamina thing. I make it unlimited stamina.
Okay.
Just to see how it is, and it makes it a totally different game. And I think that's kind of what they're talking about here, because all the Dark Souls, the Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, the Neo game, and the Neo 2 that's going to be coming out, they all have like stamina. So when you swing your sword, your stamina bar goes down. And you can put stats into that, like any RPG, to build up your stamina, but it's so minute and so small each time you do it that it takes so much to make any kind of change. So what this sounds like is you could just do your moves, do your roll, do your attack, and the only thing you got to worry about is the AI or the enemies attacking you, and I'm down for that. I'm definitely down for that.
I mean, my confession is I haven't played Dark Soul in any of those, so we talked about it. I probably should at some point get into it. But the stamina bar is definitely something that it's like, I don't like the sound of that. So I definitely like the sound of it only having to worry about incoming attacks.
Well, even in Dark Souls, if you have a shield, if you get hit, you lose stamina. So there's like this, it's like this ebb and flow of stamina. So you like roll, and now you got to watch your stamina before you attack, and then I got enough stamina, I can attack, and then you back out, and it's like this whole like dance, and it makes it the game that it is, and it kind of adds to the difficulty, where I don't think Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is really going to be that kind of difficult a game. It's more of an action game. Like, here's a story, experience the world. If you want to play in a harder mode, you'd probably be able to, but you could just play and enjoy it and not have to get good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first and foremost, Star Wars, most of the games have always been about telling the story and not always focusing on the combat aspect. I mean, well, besides like Republic Commando was very focused on the combat, but it had a good story as well. So, but Star Wars is mostly about a good story.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got this whole universe, and everybody loves the universe. So yeah, let's tell another story in that universe, and that's what they're looking for. And Fallen Order looks to be that. So I'm hoping that it's everything we want.
I'm excited for that one. Very excited.
We both are. We'll have to fight over who gets that one.
We might just have to, I don't know, share that one, give it joint custody.
Joint custody. Nah, I think that with the games coming out, I'll probably grab something else and let you do that on the channel, and I'll do something else. But that doesn't mean I won't play it. Doesn't mean I won't play it.
By all means, play it. I mean, like I said, I still got to play Rage 2 and all of this other stuff. It's just, my God.
So much time. All right, so here's the next one, and I don't know if you know much about Death Stranding. I think you said you saw the videos with the baby in the tube and stuff like that.
Yeah, it really freaks me out to see stuff like that. But it's it looks like such a good game. I mean,
I don't know if it's going to be a good game. We don't know what kind of gameplay we're going to get. It looks like a very interesting game, but is it a good game?
Interesting, not good, but interesting. It seems more puzzle based. I'll give you that.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. Until we get some gameplay, we really don't know what this game is about.
I mean, what gameplay I've seen is very limited, like him running around, exploring.
Exactly.
Putting this extending ladder out so he can cross a crevasse in the ground. It's okay, but again, what's the point? I don't understand the point or what's going on in the story.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that Kojima would make a walking simulator where you're avoiding these enemies. There's got to be some combat, and there's got to be something that you actually do. So the story that we have is that the PlayStation channel released a Death Stranding character video. It's the first one that I've seen from them. There might have been more. I haven't seen another character video, but like everything else we've gotten on this game, it just adds more questions, right? So we don't know more. We got this guy Hartman. He's in a hospital bed, and it appears from what he's saying to Revis there that he lives 21 minutes at a time in 21-minute increments, and then he has a device that stops his heart. And he dies for a period of time, I don't know how long, and then he's revived. This all seems to be of his own doing, like it's self-inflicted.
Yep.
And he's searching for something while he's dead, and we don't know what that is. We have no idea. We just have to wait and see. Just another more weirdness to this Death Stranding thing. Why is this guy killing himself every 21 minutes, and why is it 21 minutes? I mean, he's got short movies that he watches because they're 20 minutes. It's what? I didn't even know they made those.
Yeah, I don't know. How long is he dead for, too? Because you have to take, for me, I take in, okay, when you die, this is how long you got before brain damage sets in due to lack of oxygen, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So how long is he under before he comes back out and then goes...
Well, he is on a doctor's table, so he might be getting the oxygen his needs. He just might be his heart that stops, and the body still circulates oxygen so that he can stay under long. We don't know. I mean, it's just weirdness, more and more. Weird. But I definitely want to play it.
Absolutely, just there's always more questions than there are answers. So
yeah,
I think that's the point, though. I think that's the point. I think they want more questions than answers, so we get sucked into the game.
Yeah, and his statement that everything's connected. Well, how is this guy connected to anything? Because he's off in his own little room doing this experiment. It's what?
There has to be something going on when he is dead that he's... I don't know.
It's... Yeah. Kojima!
Yeah.
All right. Our last bit of news is Fire Emblem's Three Houses released on Nintendo Switch later at the end of last week, Friday.
Yep.
Well, I guess Nintendo has said that the voice actor for, I'm going to butcher this name, Byleth, in Fire Emblem Heroes and Fire Emblem's Three Houses, you're going to be changing his voice actor to another voice actor after claims that Chris Niozzi allegedly inappropriate behavior, and he also apologized via Twitter or something.
Okay.
So I guess from what I was reading, and I don't have all the facts because you never have all the facts in these things like this. And just keep in mind, these are allegations. There's no evidence here.
There's
but
no facts.
Yeah. I guess his ex-girlfriend said he had allegations of breaking NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, also using nepotism to get jobs in the voice acting career that he's in.
Wow.
And probably the worst thing is trying to coerce women into having sex with him that weren't interested in him. So,
wow.
And like I said, mind you, these are all allegations. There's no evidence that's been presented. But either way, Nintendo is not taking any chances, and they're removing him from the game. So,
yep.
It doesn't pay to be a bad person. So,
well, like I said, we can't say he's being a bad person,
No.
but it just...
But if he's not, his ex-girlfriend is.
Yes.
So somebody in this story is being a bad person.
Yes. And it just... Anymore, the companies are just distancing themselves from any type of allegations of this. If this stuff's going on, they're like, nope, we don't want it to cut into our profit margin, and it's too bad, so sad, sorry, but you gotta go. Yeah, it's a shame, but it sounds like it's a great game. He could have done well, I think.
Well, I mean, he already got paid for it, right? They're just taking him out so that they don't have to deal with him being in there.
Again. Yeah, so for DLCs or any future games, he's out.
The Japanese companies, they don't mess around. They do that.
No.
I think there was somebody in the Judgment game that they did that too. It released, and they were like, he did something, and they were like, nope, we're going to replace him, and they patched him out.
Yep.
They don't play around over there.
No. Well, their culture is completely different than ours. I spent some time over in Japan, and it is a lot different. And that stuff over in the United States, it's like, oh, okay, that whatever.
We reward that kind of behavior.
Yeah. Well, over there, you don't get past it. That's
No.
always on. That's a black check on your record forever. In the States, you can generally get past it, but not over there.
Well, we seem to reward the jerks and the buttholes over here.
That's our culture, though.
And it shouldn't be, though. I mean, why? Why is that our culture? I don't. I'm like those guys. I'm done with you. I'm not dealing with you anymore. I'm not going to watch your show. I'm not going to watch your YouTube channel. I'm not going to have anything to do with you.
Yep.
I'm done because you're a jerk. And I don't deal with those. I don't reward that type of behavior. But everybody else is like, oh, yay. These guys are jerks, and we want to make them rich.
But we've had our discussions about certain people in the YouTube gaming industry that I have an issue with for certain things. And it's like, I don't know. I have a hard time getting around that. It's like, it's, but... it is what it is.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You just got to be you and do your thing and let them do their thing, and hopefully it all comes out in the wash.
Yeah, true.
All right, enough of that. Games that are releasing this week. That's what we're going to go over now. Looks like Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden, the deluxe edition, is coming to Switch on July 30th. This is a really good game if you like strategy... like XCOM type of games. It's set in a universe where there's mutants. Like one of the guys you play is a duck. It's like a human duck, almost like Howard the Duck, but carrying a gun and whatnot. Another guy's like a upright walking bipedal pig, and so like they're all animal based but kind of human. And you have the tactical battles where you move them into position and take cover, just like XCOM and stuff. Really good game, really good story. I haven't played the whole thing through, but I played a good 3-4 hours of it and really enjoyed it. So if you guys like those kind of games, check that one out. And the next one, huge release, even though it seems to be fading in popularity, but I don't see how it is because it's still making money every year. Madden NFL 20. It's coming to
Yeah.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, August 2nd. Which
Yep.
is, what was that, a Friday? Or is that?
That's a Friday release.
Yep, Friday release. So,
Yep.
I used to do Madden tournaments back in the day. You said you used to play Madden, but I play Madden every year. I'm just not that serious about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it when I was in the military, and especially when we were deployed. So there'd always be, there's always PlayStations and Xboxes set up, and that would be one of the primary games that would be playing, and people would play against each other, and it was always a lot of fun. Help pass the time and the monotony of being in the Middle East. But since I've been back and out of the military, really, I haven't touched it that much.
Yeah, well, it is a great couch co-op game, so it's
Yes,
got that.
it is. Yeah, it is.
In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I don't know if anybody else shares this opinion. When they released Ultimate Team and started going to that crappy card-based collecting your teams thing,
Yep.
it changed the game and it ruined it for me. I mean, It just ruined it for me. And the things that they did that were features before that they took out, like being able to make your own plays, being able to create your own teams with anybody you wanted that was on other teams very easily. Just they took all that away. Now, if you want to have your own team, you've got to draft and you've got to control all the teams in the draft. Because if you don't, they'll take the player you want. So it's really bad. What I used to do is I play fantasy football, so I would take all my fantasy team and the other fantasy teams from the league, and I would take like whoever their starting quarterback was, and I'd make it that would be their team, and then I would give them the players that they picked on those teams and play against them. So it was a lot of fun, but now I can't do that, not easily, anyways.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why they changed it, but that's what EA who did that. So
yeah, I mean, I understand it's a business thing and they're making all kinds of money on these card packs and everything, but it's kind of like when Diablo 3 came out and they took away a bunch of features to make it online only.
Yep.
And everybody's like, "Oh, no, that's fine. Online only is fine." I'm like, "Yeah, until you can't get online."
Yeah.
Okay, so
Very true.
you tell me why it's okay for console to play offline, but not PC.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's because when the PC came out, they had the auction house, the real money auction house,
Oh, that was a cluster.
and then once they got rid of that, and then later released the console version, they said, "Oh, no problem." But they were already in the online only on the PC, so they were kind of stuck there. But they could have made it where you only got the auction house for your online characters. And they had it set up in Diablo 2 where you had online characters and offline characters. People forget that stuff. So basically what they did is they removed the feature and people were okay with it. And I'm like, no, I'm not okay with that. Not at all, man. Don't be taking away features from games that I like and the features that I like. That's not cool.
You liked the real money auction house?
No, I like being able to play offline in Diablo
Yes.
2.
Oh, yes. I hated that real money auction house. That was such a fiasco.
Yeah, like many people said, you spend more time in the auction house getting gear than you would in the game getting gear.
Yep.
So what you were really hoping for was not the gear that was going to get you an upgrade, the gear that was going to get you a lot of money. You could buy a bunch of upgrades in the auction house. That's what you were trying to get. It was horrible.
That.
It was horrible.
Very true.
All right, so enough ranting and raving. It seems like we did some ranting in this one.
Well, we're getting used to doing this, and we've now spent time gaming with each other online and whatnot. So it's now more easy to rant about what it is that's bothering us. Because early on we were still learning what our play styles were, and now it's a lot different. We know how we usually play certain games. I usually charge in and I start getting myself into trouble, and you're way back going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Killing stuff.
I'm actually used to that game style because my son does that. My son is the worst for jumping ahead and grabbing all the kills and grabbing all the loot. and then coming back
See,
and saying, "Oh, you want this thing that I don't need anymore? Here you go." But like now you got this upgrade that, so it's like, oh, come on, man.
well, like I said, I'm not trying to steal kills. I'm just trying to like get out there. I tactfully do it. I mean, I go out there, I charge forward, I take my position, and then if I have to retreat because I charged in too hard, I try to. But usually by then it's like I'm pinned down and can't do it.
Well,
So
anymore it doesn't matter because now we don't share loot. We have our own loot pool, so it doesn't matter. And I'm getting experience for what you kill anyway. So me sitting back and hitting you with a heal every once in a while and getting my pock shots off and taking out the guys that are trying to flank you, I'm fine with that. That's my play style anyways. I like getting the flankers and being the flanker, so it's fine with me. It doesn't bother me one bit as long as it doesn't take away from my loot. Gotta have my loot.
no. Well, like I said, like in Division 2, we have our own loot table, and then it's like anymore we're almost wearing the same gear now. So it's like you have this. We were wearing the exact same knee pads and chest piece, and I think my other stuff is a little more offensive, to where I think yours is a little more defensive. But
yours is offensive, all right. Okay.
yeah. I try to offend everybody. No, it's just. That's my play style, but I after doing that raid last night, I now know that it's like, okay, I gotta like pull mods out and look at gear and or health and armor and not so much like, oh, this increases LMG damage or this increases assault rifle damage by this much. It's like, I'm not tanky enough, not at all.
I don't think anybody is for the raid. I mean, I think it's one of those things where you got to pick your time to shoot so that you don't get hit. But, that's one of those things. I think a lot of games, though, are going to the loot system where nobody loses out because they know the frustration. Everybody has that frustration where you have those aggressive guys, you have those guys that want to be more support, you have those guys that are kind of tweeners, and you want to give all of those guys rewards because they all play a part.
Yep.
So they're trying to get to that. And, like Borderlands 2 was a big game with my son that he would rush ahead and grab all the loot. That was like the one that I remember the most. So Borderlands 3, when it comes out, is that right? Is it 3? It's 3, right? Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah, it's 3.
Sorry, it's been a long day. They actually made it where you're going to have individual loot pools. So I'm looking forward to that. You can go back to the old loot style, but nope, ain't doing it. Nuh-uh, not in my games.
No, it's just like in the old MMOs. It's like, just loot dropping and people rolling for it's kind of going the wayside anymore, to where it's like everyone just gets individual loot drops, and that's fine. I mean, I kind of miss the old style, but in the long run, I think it's better. Everyone still gets rewarded with something. Now, whether you can use it or not, it's a different story. Whether it's a true upgrade or not.
Yeah. Well, that comes down to the individual. That comes down to the individual. I mean, that's just like Final Fantasy 14, right? You ran a couple dungeons and things drop and you say need, greed, or pass. So, I mean, that's just the way it goes.
I've learned, need what you need, but I just greed. I stopped passing. So it's like, because you never know, I might roll something else that could use it later. So
yeah, you might. And until you get to the point where my main on there is where I got so much gear that I can't swap sets out without moving something out of my armory chest. It's like, I want to play a gladiator. Can't do it because you got 35 chest pieces. You need to move one of those out. It's like, and then you got so many things because you're like greeting on everything. You're like, I don't know which things I'm using and what I'm not, because I got characters all over the spectrum of levels. So there's that too. So just be cautious.
Yeah. Yes. And, like I said, I'm trying to take a very laid-back approach to it. However, I do enjoy that game a lot. I did enjoy the first Infernal that we took out that is on our live.
The Primal, the Primal was fun. Except for that other Deeps needed to learn to hit the spike.
Had he done that the first time around, we would have won.
But see, we didn't do it. We didn't handle it like that guy in Division. We just said, hey, Deeps needs to handle the spikes when it drops.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, okay. And then when we fought the next time, he went over to the spike when it was there, and we won. So that's all it takes is communicating properly and, some encouragement. That's it.
Yeah, there's no need to be a douche in these games, but gaming seems to bring it out in people, man. Brings it out in people.
Only certain games.
Well, I mean, you see it in WoW. You see it in Division now. So far, I haven't seen it in Final Fantasy. It was actually a really good community. I mean, I'm sitting there in the tavern, and people are like, "I hope you're having a great day." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." You know, and it's like, okay, that's weird. You know, people in WoW would be like, "What do you? I don't care if you're having a good day. Get out of here, noob." You know,
Or they would just ignore you, and go right past you. You know, or cover up whatever vendor or innkeeper you're trying to get to.
They'll pop out their
giant mouse,
their mammoth, and cover them up.
You're like, get out the way, moron!
Hey, I had to report somebody for that. There was an in-game event going on. It had limited time, and someone just parked their mammoth right over the gnome vendor, and I'm like, what the hell? You know, I asked them to move nicely several times, and they ignored me. So it's like, all right,
you don't go AFK when you're doing that stuff, because that some people just don't care. They got that online anonymity, and they're like, oh, nobody knows who I am. Well, maybe not, but unless you want to come up with another name and another account, well, you might want to be nice.
The internet tough guy.
Yeah. They're always that.
Yeah.
All right, so we've covered everything, unless you got anything else.
No, I think we covered everything that was worth covering for the week. If I missed something, I apologize. You know, well, we try to keep the show within a certain time limit, and I can't put in everything that's happening. I just try to highlight what the big stuff is.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, partly this week, if there's anything missing, it's my fault, because I've been busy and working on trying to record a song with my band and everything. So I've been busy, and then streaming, getting you ready for streaming and all that. I haven't had time to really sit down and go through the news like I would like. But I think we covered everything, and next week we'll double up and make sure that we don't miss anything. And if we did miss anything, let us know, and we will try to catch up on that.
Yep.
So I guess we're going to wrap this up then.
Sounds good.
Till next week, or next video, take care. Bye-bye now. Static Buzz.
And Oz. See you guys later.
We're out. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
And now...